What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the I'm Not Lucky, I'm Blessed podcast, the show where we celebrate entrepreneurs and their achievements, and then we help and inspire up and coming entrepreneurs how to make profit using their passion. And as usual, I'm your host, Lucky the Most. Enjoy the show. Episode 104. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. If today's your first time listening, I want you to subscribe to the channel, like, and share with friends. So with that said, today I have a special guest in the building. I believe by the end of today's podcast, we should all be in the Hollywood. We should all be in one movie or the other, because our guest today is an actor. Okay, he's been in a lot of movies. I can't even start naming the movies that he's been in, but the one I have seen him that I enjoyed, actually the role he's played, was the movie The Purge, Election Day. My brother smoked it. He's a director, film writer. He's everything entertainment. He writes songs too. He records music, like plays the instrument. You know, ladies and gentlemen, just help me welcome the one and only Trent Miller.
Thank you.
Hey Trent, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bro.
You look amazing.
Thank you, my friend. You do too.
Thank you. So, can you just, I know my introduction wasn't.
The introduction was great.
You think so?
Awesome.
Okay, but can you still, introduce yourself to the listeners out there?
Yes, my name is Trent Miller. I am actor, director, songwriter, scriptwriter, and so forth and so on. Personal trainer. When I'm not acting, I keep myself busy doing all kinds of different things.
Yeah, Trent is everywhere. And that's how we met. I met him at Liberty Fitness, and just from personal training. And then one day he saw me and said, "Hey, you look like you can act." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, you got the look for it." I was like, "Okay, tell me more." And then he told me, and I ended up, he told me that he's an actor. I saw some of the movies he's been on. It's amazing, and he taught me what it takes to become an actor. I could literally have started applying for roles or stuff through just the conversation. And in that moment, I realized that, wow, if Trent can help me with this, he definitely can also help someone else out there that is about to go into the...
Of course.
You have this inspiration to be an actor, but you just don't know where to start, especially in the city of Boston. Trent is the guy. He would break, acting for us as best as he can, right there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that's what we're here to do, okay? So, guys, just listen and enjoy. So, Trent, how did you end up being an actor?
Well, I think it's very funny. I mean, everyone has their story.
Yeah.
Mine was very funny, actually. I was at a karaoke bar downtown Boston. It was called Sissy K's. And I was performing a song, a very hard rock song. It's called Ace of Spades. It's by Motorhead.
Yeah.
And the crowd's going crazy because, first off, you got this brother up here just going into this very, very, very heavy metal song. And, with my own flavor. Got a little R&B twist to it, but, it's heavy. So at the end of the song, this man comes up to me and hands me a card, and he says, "Hey, listen, you're phenomenal. I just think that you're missing your calling, and you should just give me a call." So I said, "Yeah, all right, whatever, pal. I'm drunk. He's drunk. Who knows if he's trying to pick me up? I have no idea. I just know this dude is coming up to me asking me nonsense." So I take the card, and I really don't think anything about the card until 3 days later. And then I'm going to do laundry, and I go in my pocket, and I see the card, and it says Anthony, Boston Casting. So I was like, "Oh, when did I get this card?" So I said, "Let me call this guy and see what's happening."
Yeah.
So it's funny. I call him, and so it was like a whirlwind. I called him, and he says, "Oh my God, I thought you would never call." He was like, "What are you doing right now?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "Can you get to Providence right now?" I said, "Sure, I can get to Providence. Send me the address, and I'll go." He says, "Great, just get there. When you get to the set, just tell the people that you're Trent Miller and Anthony sent you." So I was like, "All right, cool." So I'm driving, I'm excited, Then I get there, it was like something I've never seen before. It was like, you see it on television, you're like, but when to actually see these giant trailers,
It's completely different.
yeah, in the light, it was just so crazy, crazy, crazy phenomenal. So I get out of my car and I'm walking through the grass and I walk up to this gentleman and I'm like, hey, my name is Trent Miller. And he goes, that's nice. And he goes, okay, what do you want? And I was like, he said, just go over there, man. Go see that where those clothes are, this wardrobe. Go over there. So I'm like, oh, all right. So I walk over there and I walk up to the young lady and I go, hey, my name is Trent. So it's, oh, great. You're gonna be an extra. Great. You look great. Take off your shirt. I'm like, okay. So I take off my shirt and she says, come here. And then she says, okay, go over to makeup. And I go to makeup and they're putting fake blood on me. And it was so cold too. It was in October. It was freezing. So they go, okay, get a prop. So I go over to the props and they give me this giant AR-15 assault rifle. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I wonder what this is. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on.
You still have no idea?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I walk down where the rest of the actors are. I'm not an actor yet at this time. I'm just some guy. And I'm just like, wow, I can't believe these. Look, this is cool. Look at these actors. It's like, wow, this is crazy. This is unbelievable. So I get in there and all I hear is instructions. Guys on a blowhorn. Okay, guys, this is going to be a fight scene, and you guys are the rebel guys, and you guys are the other guys, and you guys are at war. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. So next thing you know, mind you, I told you it was freezing outside. So they wanted to look authentic, and it's supposed to be summertime. So this woman is going around spraying everybody with this ice cold water to make it look like sweat because, again, it's supposed to be summer.
Are you serious?
Oh my God. So she's like, shh. I'm like, ah. It's all on top of my head, on my back, my chest. And it was absolutely brutal. It was freezing. So all I know is they put me in a position and they like, okay, so when you hear action, just do what you do and go after it. I was like, okay, you're just a wild man. You just act crazy. And I was like, all right, I can do that. I can do that easy.
Easy, yeah.
So, sure enough, you hear action, and I just go in, yelling, swearing, and all kinds of stuff. And next thing you know, all I heard was, cut. The director comes over. I don't know who this little guy is at the time. Yeah. This little Spanish guy comes walking over. And he goes, who are you, man? I was like, I'm Trent Miller. I'm Trent Miller. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm thinking I'm going to get thrown off the set. Because I was just... Because you're supposed to paramount.
Yeah.
And I was the only one not paramounting. I'm yelling. Gotcha. You're just supposed to be acting
like you're yelling.
Yeah. So I misunderstood what the direction was. So he goes, "What's your name?" He said, "Who put you here?" And I said, "That guy right there." He goes, "Let me see the call sheet." He looks at the sheet and he goes, "Oh." He's like, "Go back to wardrobe. Go back to wardrobe, and tell them that. Did you tell them who you were when you got here?" I said, "You're Anthony's friend, right?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, yeah. You need to go back to wardrobe." So I go back to wardrobe. I go up to the lady and I say, "Listen, the director just told me to come back up here and change out." She said, "What?" She was like, "What's your name?" I said, "Trent Miller." And she was, has the audacity to say to me, "Why didn't I tell her my name is Trent Miller?" Oh. I was like, that's exactly who I said. I said, "I was sent here, my name is Trent Miller." And then she goes, "Okay, whatever." She goes, "Okay, go back there is your costume." And I see it. It's just, I know, it's just blue. I had a blue hoodie, blue t-shirt, blue scarf. Still, I'm not making a connection. I don't know what's going on. They wipe all the blood off me and all that. So then I go back down, and he's like, the director, he's like, "Great, you look amazing. So what you're going to be is you're the head of the Crips." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Yep, you're the lieutenant of the Crips, and as you move, your gang is going to move with you." And he says, "You see that van down there?" I said, "Yeah, I see it." He said, "I don't care. I want you to look the meanest and toughest you can.
Yeah.
And I want you to walk down to that van. Just like, like you mean business." All right. I said, okay, cool. So I do it, and I get down to the van, and the next direction was, you know, they told me that I had to push the van and rock the van, act like I'm trying to get in there, and then put your face in the window and yell and scream, act crazy. So I do that, and then, then there's another scene. There's a dark scene, and the iconic thing that I still get paid for.
Yeah.
I know this is a PG show, but I don't know if I could say this or not. But
So you can say it.
okay. So he says, go down to the dock. I want you to aim your gun at the neo-Nazis and just say whatever comes to mind. And I say, okay. So the whole thing is transpiring. Yeah, action. Go, Trent. I said, take that, motherfucker. So it's so hilarious. It's like when you see the movie, it's a quick cut, but you distinctly hear my voice. Everybody knows who I am. They know my voice.
That was you.
And then from that point, it just, I didn't even know it was The Purge until the end. He said, and that's a wrap. The movie's wrapped. It was the last day of filming. It was awesome. And he was, and that's a wrap. I'm like, it's a wrap. He said, guys, everyone come together. So everyone came together, the crew, the actors, the extras, and all that. They're like, yeah, we just finished the third installment of The Purge. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in The Purge. I told all my friends, I'm in The Purge.
Really?
They're like, yeah, right. Yeah, I swear to God, I'm in The Purge. I'm really in The Purge. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. What are you
doing in The Purge? Yeah, right.
Show proof.
And I said, you know what? I don't even know. Because I had no idea. I had no idea where I was going to be in the movie. Because I heard all the stories.
Yeah.
The stories like, just because you're there doesn't mean you're going to be in the movie.
Yeah, like
they'll cut it.
Yeah,
you'll be on the floor. You'll be on an edit floor somewhere.
Yep.
And you're running around telling everybody you're in a movie, and you're not. You're really not. Or you get a quick little, someone sees you for a second, and if they sneeze, you have to wait for it to come on DVD. Because,
I know about this.
Where were you? So the craziest thing was, I really didn't know where I was, but so the movie came out on it was shot on 2015. It came out 2016 in July. It's the 4th of July, that weekend. So I got all my friends, and it's so hilarious.
Went to the movie
theater, and it was now, mind you, I did not know where I was going to be.
Where you were going to be? I know, because you at the end.
I didn't even know.
Towards the end of the movie,
I had no idea. So
so y'all were just.
So as I'm watching, I'm like, I'm like so nervous. I'm like, oh my God,
I'm going to give them the money back if I'm not in this movie.
Yeah, man, it was so nerve-wracking. So next thing you know, we're looking up at the screen, and I'm saying to myself, oh my God, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I was going to be doing. But I knew the van.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, it's getting ready to happen. So whatever's going to happen is going to happen now. And sure enough, you're in a movie theater, and it's giant screen.
Yes.
And all you see is a close-up of me.
Your face.
No one else.
Yes.
Just me walking and
towards
that people went crazy.
Ew.
They went crazy. I was like, oh my God. That was the most amazing feeling ever.
Wow.
Most amazing feeling ever, man. I can't describe that, man. I just was like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. So, and then after that, it was just, constant work, either being a villain or a FBI agent or whatever. It's just, everyone has their goal, and my goal is to be a lead. So in Hollywood, it's tough because, I'm getting scripts because I have an agent.
Yeah.
So I'm getting scripts, and I'm like, just yesterday, I auditioned. I did a self-tape. But it's tough, man. And I understand. And guys out there, if this is something that you really want to do, you have to have very, 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 very thick skin. You cannot be sensitive. because believe me, the saying is so true. You're gonna hear a million no's before you hear one yes. And this is the best advice I could give you. That is it. You have to have thick skin. You might think you're the most glamorous and beautiful person in the world,
Yeah.
but it means nothing to directors. It means nothing at all to casting directors. They could kill us. If you don't look like the person they want,
That's it.
that's it. And even if you read and do a great job reading, the casting and the director loves you. But the director is the one who's going to put you on the project. And he will say no or he will say yes. It all depends on what they're looking for. Like I read for Central Intelligence. That's a movie with The Rock and Kevin Hart. And it's shot in Boston. I crushed it. The casting director was like, oh my God, we love it. You know, I did the read and everything. I smashed the read out. I was supposed to be a thug and I had an elevator, and, you know, telling someone they can't get on the elevator. And I swore I had it because she just said you nailed it. It's awesome. You know, that casting director won't tell you that. The casting director, they don't really have time for all that.
Yeah.
They don't. They don't have time to be pampering you and coddling you. It's just like, yeah, next. But when they feel you, they'll tell you you're good. They'll say, "Oh my God, that was amazing," you know, because they want for you. The casting director actually really wants for you to get the part because they're the ones that are presenting you. So you know, it's for them, it's a big accomplishment if you get the role. You know what I'm saying? It's very big for them
because that's what they want, and you know, they want the right person.
Exactly, and then they build their credibility. Oh, did you see that movie? I casted him in that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't get the part, and I was pissed. I went to go see the movie, and I was so mad. I seen who they. I was so mad. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
What was the difference between you and the person they
me?
used? Why do you think they used that person and not you?
Well, I think well we're in Boston, Massachusetts, and I think that what happens is people outside of Boston don't understand the diversity that Boston really is and has, and I don't know why, because we are the originators of the Freedom Trail. Slaves were escaping and using Boston, Massachusetts for the funnel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't get why they think it's so single here, like just white based, but it's not. It's really not. Boston is not like that at all. So when you get a director who's not from here, he's going to have his own idea of what Boston is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So every scene, if you see Central Intelligence, you'll see every single scene is like just white people, and it's like that's not how it is. That's not Boston. Oh, I don't know. You could maybe Chelmsford, or you know, but that's not Boston.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're depicting Boston, Massachusetts, and that's not Boston.
That's not Boston. Yeah.
No, that's like, you know, on the outskirts, you know, whatever. Even South Boston is not like that. Southie is diverse, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that whole thing just pissed me off. So I was just like, oh, whatever. So, and then a lot of movies that, you know, even what's his name there? I don't even, he just annoys me. Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
He annoys me, you know.
Why
he's annoying because he even annoys his brother. I mean, his brother Casey can't stand him either, because he just does stupid things, and he has his whole ideal of what Boston is too. You know what I'm saying? Like when he did the movie The Town. I'm so curious. Like, okay, you did the movie The Town, and it's in Charlestown. It's you know, it's supposed to be the Code of Silence or something like that. He piggybacked off of that. But you know, the last time I checked, it was like it's very heavy Spanish in blacks, and he just cut that all out, and that's to appease some part of Hollywood that doesn't even really exist. Yeah. So anyway, for me that's annoying. That part about it is annoying. It's not even about talent.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very happy for the individuals that get the roles.
Yeah.
Because of the hard work that goes into it.
Yeah.
Because you have to know how to read, man. And when I say read, you got to read, and then you have to be believable. You know, you have to. Well, as a director, why would he pick me
You,
over the other person? Well, it doesn't matter about the culture of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What matters is, you know, why would he want to pick me in that light? So what am I bringing to the table that would, you know,
interesting.
that would make everyone else believe that that's
You.
me? You know, wow, that's you. I can see that.
Yes.
So to me, that's, you know, that's just very fascinating about this business. And I also would say that I used to sit and watch award shows, and I always used to say, oh, they're full of crap when they get up there and go, oh, I'm just so lucky to be nominated. If you don't get up out of here with that mess, you're still having. But now I truly understand what it means, because they go through millions of people before they pick you, and when they pick you, man,
you don't even know how.
It's outrageous, because you're like, out of millions, because you got to look at it, man. Out of millions of people, they select you, even background. See, a lot of people don't understand about background, and people get knocked around. Oh, you're just background. Okay, let me tell you something about background. You can make up to $45,000 to $50,000 a year as a background performer, because normally a background performer is really, the camera's not focused on them.
Yeah.
So you can work every single day. Every day,
yeah, because
that the camera's not on. People make a good living just doing background because they're not seen. They're background. They're just walking, whatever, because they need it like some garnish. You know, the background is like garnish to the scene. You know, you're garnish, and then the director might give you a throw your bone, because if you're on a movie like 4 times, he's gonna throw you a bone and go, okay, this time put him. You'll be in there for like 2 seconds or whatever. And then you can't work on the project anymore. Then you move on to the next project. But you can make a good living if that's what you want. For me, I never was a background. So I've always been featured. There's a difference. There's a background and there's features.
Yeah.
So if you're being seen, you know, and you're trying to build up your resume, you want to be seen. I want to be seen. I don't want to be
in the background.
I don't want to be.
Trent?
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. Oh, where you going? Oh, I'm background today. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be, way over there. And when they say action, I barely hear them say action. No, I'm not doing that. So, and it's funny too, because your so-called friends. This is this is something, guys, you should understand too. People who say you're their friends are probably not your friends.
Why do you say that?
Because I'll give you an example with myself. If you have a person come to you after you just did a major accomplishment in your life, and they say to you, yeah, you were in it, but you didn't have any lines.
Shit, I know.
You didn't say anything.
They want more, like they just never satisfied.
Yeah.
And when you say something, it's like, you spoke only for 2 seconds.
Yeah. and then it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. It's you might. You said a line, but you're not a lead or anything. So if you live your life for the opinions of other people, you're gonna be screwed. You're setting yourself up for a fail. You have to do this for yourself, and you have to align what is important to you. What is important to you, that's what you align yourself with. And you align yourself with same-minded people, like-minded people, as they say, so you can read with. And you have to stay sharp so you can read and go over dialogue. And so when you do get that role or that audition, then you can crush it. And listen, 9 times out of 10, man, listen, just because you don't get the role doesn't mean you did a bad job. It just means that they wanted someone else. That's all it is. And the casting director, 9 times out of 10, they're not on the same page as the director, because they wouldn't have you audition for it if they were. You ever see something like, I don't know, a lot of people may be in the business, not in the business. What I've noticed is, like, when I see a movie and they give me a script, I'll read the script and then I don't get the role, but then I see the movie and I have someone who's 5, 6. Who's doing my role?
Yeah.
Why? Because the director wanted to go in a different direction. He has an idea of what he wants,
Yeah.
and sometimes they'll overlook it and go against something else or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, that's what the issue is.
Okay, so you said something that what are people bringing to the table? You get right. So the director wants to know what are you bringing to the table. A lot of people probably don't even know this. They think bringing average to the table, like just coming to the table, is enough. But at the end of the day, everybody's gonna bring something to the table. So what are these things that you think that people that are about to start their career, like what are some tips that they can learn from you to become better, like when they're going for like a role or something? What do you think they should bring to the table?
You should 100% bring your attitude. Bring who you are.
Yeah.
Bring who you are and become the character. You understand? Don't become the character and not you. You have to be one with that. So, in other words, you would have to say it in your words, because you are that character.
Yeah.
So, you would have to become someone different. No, I get a role. I'm me. You know what I'm saying? I'm me. This is me, but I'm acting out, what the script says, but it's still me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got the energy, I have the fire, because I know I do.
Yeah.
So I'm just bringing that to the character. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to, it's not like I have to talk in different voices like from Ireland or something. What do you mean? I don't understand it. I've been trying to articulate, all these different things. But, Petey comes around and he's like, I need the guy down there to be washed a little bit. Whatever it is, it's not, if a director doesn't specifically tell you to
use
do
that, don't do it.
You don't have to do it. You know what I mean? So you don't have to break into some kind of craziness.
Yeah.
And that someone will know that you're not authentic.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So that would be my advice on that.
So what are some don'ts, in this acting business, like in the acting world, or some don'ts that you've learned from the journey and you want to share with people? Like, don't do this, don't go out there thinking, like, what are some don'ts?
I would tell you that if you don't get, unless you're Samuel Jackson, of course, you don't want to be typecast into a certain person. Everyone knows Samuel Jackson. When he first came in Hollywood, he was the yeller in every movie. What's my name? What do you mean? He was that high-pitched yelling black guy, angry black guy. But now look at Samuel Jackson. Not everybody's career
can go that way.
Goes like that. Like Juana Man, that guy's career is in the toilet. He's done. He portrayed himself as a gay guy. I don't know how many times they could put him in a movie portraying acting like he's a gay guy.
Yeah.
Now his career is done. It is what it is. And and if you put yourself in a box and they don't see more than that from you, then that's what you're gonna do. You don't want to get pushed into that. You want to still free and open, unless you want to be a villain in every movie, which I would love to do. I would love to be a villain in every movie.
Easily.
I would love to kill people in every movie. Trust me.
Why is that?
Because I love being a bad guy. It just comes so natural.
Okay. So it's amazing. Your first movie was a hit, like a big movie. An iconic movie.
Yeah, it's iconic.
And you didn't even rehearse for this. But now you would think that will back you up to get more movies, but you will still get those.
Still,
right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so like how did you feel like, like after a huge movie, now you have to kind of like start again, start building yourself up back to, where you can be respected for your experience, not for the movie you were in, you get, right? Like, so how did you take that whole process? Like after a big movie, did you go looking for a bigger movie, or you just wanted to start with a smaller movie? How was the process like?
I think what happens is this.
Yeah.
I was with a single casting agency, and Boston Casting is. I'll be forever grateful for Boston Casting because they gave me my first movie.
Yeah.
And after that I became SAG. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, I became a SAG Actors
What's a SAG?
Guild. A SAG is the union which recognizes you as a actor performer.
Gotcha.
It recognizes you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you become like a part of this unique club, if you will. You know, and you are part of a big family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you get more quality jobs with more money and stuff like that.
Once you become part of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now it's official for me. So I'm officially an actor. Before I wasn't an actor, I was background. And there's a lot of people that just background that'll never be SAG because the director didn't see it in them to become more than what they are.
More than what they are.
For me, I was the director seen that, and I got the blessing, and I got a voucher, and a single voucher. So to your question, yes, I don't look for big roles per se. Before I had an agent, I didn't look for big roles. I just wanted to get in movies. I just wanted to be featured. As long as I was featured, I was happy. Because the more work you get, the more features you get, people see your face. And they're like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? I see what it is. This guy's good. It wasn't ever a set thing to try and get a lead. Because, I think... there's a lot of actors that do get big breaks. When they call, I got my big break. When they say they got their big break, that means that a casting agent got them, and then the director liked them, and they got casted to be that individual. And you when you're seen in more than just one frame, and you're just seen throughout the whole movie, that's when you get that oh shit. People are gonna want to, other directors. You catch fire, and you want everybody wants you all of a sudden because you're the new it.
Yeah.
You're the new it. So that's a luck thing, man. That's a luck that has nothing to do with skill. That's a luck thing. That's about being at the right place at the right time. That's it, man.
Yeah.
And it's that person's time. It's that person's time. That's it, man. There's no. Or who like you might know the director and and you might get a chance, but there's a lot of people that's in it. Like look at Eddie Murphy's daughter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't that saying it's not what you know is who you know, but dude, it's tough. But this business it's hard.
Yeah,
this is a hard business. So it's just to answer the question, I don't go looking for that. I just whatever I get, I get.
Gotcha. And how does working with an agency, how has it helped you? What's the importance of working with an agency?
Well, agents are way better because now it's different now. Now I'm getting leads.
Gotcha. So
I'm getting leads now. I'm getting they're throwing scripts, and I got to read the script, and I got to go. And this is why I'm saying it's really good to know someone else who wants to be in the business, so you can read with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So. It's fascinating to me how these casting directors pick you. It's crazy. It's again out of millions, thousands, just pick you, and then hey, okay, why don't you read for this? Hey, you read for this. And my agent is the one getting me all the work. His job is to get me the auditions
in front of the door.
Right. My job is to open it and slam it behind me.
Gotcha.
And so far, the directors are not feeling. They're not. Either I'm too big, or my tattoos, I don't know if it's. I really don't know if it's a read thing, but I do know that a couple of them had to do with size.
But that's why, earlier on you said something. You need to have a thick skin. You don't have to take no, be offended with no's, because I know there's definitely a role for you out there that they want someone your size,
Yeah.
and also your tattoo. Like you would be a dream come true for the right director.
Yeah, of course.
Like they would see you and say, "Oh my god!" Like Arnold, for example, used to say his accent was so bad when he started acting. To the end of the movie, that line, "I'll be back," you get it
Yes.
right, was such a powerful speech that, like, you know, it lasted.
And that made him a superstar.
A superstar. Even like his size too. They told him he was too big to be an actor. But at the end of one of the production, the director said, if we didn't have Arnold, we would have to build one.
Yeah.
Someone with that size to make it believable. So like.
And the Terminator was a perfect movie.
Perfect movie,
like you said. It was a perfect movie for Arnold, and he got to show off
his size, his body, like
yeah. So it was that's a big thing. Arnold is something else, and he's somebody I do idolize.
Yeah,
I really do love watching Arnold stuff, man.
That's true.
He's a very charismatic guy.
So before your first role, did you ever like have any plans of acting, you know, in the back, like wished for it, like, you know, who was Trent before that guy met you that night and made you go on that role?
Well, definitely, I was in my realm when I was discovered.
Yeah,
because I like to sing, you know, and rap.
Gotcha.
And so acting was not even on the menu.
On the menu, yeah.
So, you know, singing and rapping, and that was my thing, you know. And now, just acting has taken over me. I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love the rush. I love it.
What do you love about it?
Well, I think the first and foremost, the whole idea that someone out there thinks that I'm charismatic enough to be in front of a camera.
Interesting.
You know, you know, because your face is the thing that they see first before they even hear my voice.
Gotcha.
So to be picked, you know, this person is like looking through all these other people, and they want to see you. That's why your portfolio is very important. That's why your picture should be professional.
That's one thing you told me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to also even share with the listeners out there, like, you know, tell us, how do you build a professional portfolio for acting?
Well, I think the very first thing you want to do is you want to go get some headshots at I want to say, what is it? I'm trying to give a shameless plug to these guys.
You can just say anywhere.
I think, oh my god, I can't even think of the name of the. Oh my goodness, it's in Braintree, guys.
It's in Braintree. I know.
South Shore Plaza.
I know where you're trying to say.
Picture perfect. Principal Pictures. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's who you go. That's where I go.
Yeah.
To get my photos done.
Trent's trying to give a shout out to his guy, but basically just do any photographer out there that can take you.
Yeah. Don't do crappy ones. Go to a professional. You know, you want to go to a professional, and you know, you want to have good backdrops, and you know, change your outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
But don't take these professional pictures with blonde hair, and then show up to an audition with red hair. You're gonna get thrown out. They're gonna tell you get out, because you have to. They picked your picture for a reason.
Yeah.
They want you to look like that
person.
That's how they want you to look.
Gotcha.
You know, so that's very important. Don't take a picture with a clean shaven face.
Yep, and then
come there with a goat or a beard or mustache. Yeah. They're gonna say, "Get out."
we didn't see this you before.
They're like, "Who are you? Get out."
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to do that. But other than that, just that was a very important thing. And reels, you got to make reels of yourself. A reel is anything what you do in an action or speaking, and you know, that will help your career a lot.
Interesting.
It will help your career a lot.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So you've been acting for a few years now. I want us to go through the process of auditioning for a role. So like your agency gets you a role. what's the process like? How did you read, prepare for this role? What do you do? How do you send it to the people? Like, how do you prepare for the role?
So when I get this, we call it sides. So when you get the sides,
Yeah.
say your name is Sammy, and every time you see Sammy, that's your lines.
Yeah.
So you read the build up. So what they do, they send something to you, goes like, okay, Sammy just had a horrible breakup, and he's having a hard time coping with it.
Yeah.
That's how they break it down. So then you can get an idea of the mindset Sammy's in, and then you go in. So again, when I told you, be yourself, but be Sammy.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing it as yourself, but you're being Sammy. So, let them see that. So anyway, you get into it, and you just have someone there with you to press record. If you don't, it's okay, because you always edit what you're doing. And do it, with a lot of self-taping now, I guess you can just do it until you know that you did it good. And just, nail it. And, try and study it. I mean, there's a lot of times you don't have to have your sides in your hand. And if you can do the audition without holding the paper and reading from it and looking up and reading down and looking up, it's great, because they already see that the directors, and they'll see that you have skills, because when you're on the screen, you're not going to be holding the script anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they'll see that you have memory skills.
Yeah.
That's a plus, that you can just absorb that information and go in front of the camera and just spit it. So that's big. That would be big for you.
Do you have memory? Do you have a memory skill, or like, how do you read this scripts? How long does it take you to read the scripts and get ready for that?
Well, fortunately for me, like I said, I was into music, so writing my own hip hop songs. You got to know your lyrics when you're performing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to know. You got to know what you wrote down.
Yeah.
So that's what that's from. That's what the memory is from right there. And just like anything with music, and it's a lot of times, though, they will tell you to do the script, but then they'll say, hey, listen, why don't you improv this? Improv means do it your own way. Do what comes natural to you. You do it, but do it your way.
Yeah, like add something.
Say it your way.
Instead
of saying it this way, say it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of times they do that, and you can get away with that. So that's good. It's a good thing.
Gotcha. So you said be yourself, but act like Sammy or something like that.
True.
You get it, right? The question is, in what areas of Sammy do you portray when you're trying to be Sammy?
Oh, sad. Because sad in that particular thing is Sammy's sad. So that's the only thing that you have to remember.
Gotcha.
Is he's sad.
That's Sammy's sad.
So how would you be sad? How would you act sad?
So you're speaking in your own tone, but just being sad, like.
Yeah, the breakdown is the sadness.
Gotcha.
And that's a lot of times, if you see these people that can cry on demand,
yeah,
that's coming from them, their own inner stuff.
Yeah, they thought about
again. So that's what I'm telling you is a perfect example. When you see an actor or an actress cry, they're going internal for their own stuff that they're going through, and putting it on to this individual.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by that.
So what's the hardest role you've gotten, and how did you?
The hardest role,
most challenging role.
The most challenging reads.
Yes, sir.
The most challenging reads are there's a movie on prime time, people, and it's called Smile. That was the most difficult read I've had so far in my career, and I didn't get the role. And watching the movie, I know why. Because I did not bring the A game. I brought the B game, and the B game wasn't working. I suggest you see the movie Smile. The movie is out of control. There's only a few headliners in there, headline actors in there that's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I lost the main. I'm mad though at one thing. I'm not going to get into. I'm gonna leave it alone. But let's just say that the head guy that I was supposed to play,
Yeah.
he you know, Hollywood. You got to stop this mess, man. Because black people can carry a movie too. We really can. We can carry it. Look at Wakanda. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a horror movie, and it's
Oh yeah, that would have been good for you.
Oh my god.
That would have been good for you.
Oh my
Trent.
god, Smile is one of the. Oh my god, that movie is
Smile.
so scary. Yeah.
Smile came out this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the movie.
I had this. I read for that. I read for it last year.
Really?
Yeah, I had it. I'll show it to you in the office.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It's fresh. That's why how the wound is still healing, bro. I had a reread. I had a second call.
Yeah.
I had a third call, and I didn't get the role. I'm pissed. So yeah, man. Yeah.
What did you learn from that experience? Because that was your biggest.
I was cocky. I just because it was so easy.
Gotcha.
It was like don't get me. The read was hard, but it was easy being a cop. I was a detective, and I was an asshole, and it was easy for me to do that. And it probably came off like that, it probably came off like that when the read. I would say, so because I seen the movie and the actor wasn't bad. He's a no-name person. He wasn't in anything. I've never seen him in any movie. But he was good in this one. Very good in this one.
You confirmed it. You're like, oh yeah,
he's good.
He's good.
I was like, wow, he's good. He's really good.
So you got to bring your A game to
every time.
You don't have to say, oh,
because you never know.
Because
you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just don't know. You just don't know.
What's the best piece of advice you've gotten from an experienced actor?
Frank Grillo in The Purge.
The guy, right?
Yeah,
I like that guy. I like his movies.
He's awesome. So he said there was a group of us who were over by the van and we were taking a break because the guy kept messing up his lines, and he said that you have to go. He said, "Do you play basketball?" To the kid, he goes, "Yeah." You have to go into your lines just like you're dribbling a basketball. Just like you're dribbling. He said, because it comes natural to you. And that's how reading has to be. It has to be natural.
Natural.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the greatest advice, because now when I see script, I don't think of basketball. But I just think about
how to make it natural to you.
Yeah.
So how do you make it natural to you? I'm just curious, man.
I think when I get a script and I read it, I absorb it, and then I put the script down. And when I put the script down, it's now a part of me now. I don't need the script anymore, and then I can just walk it and talk it.
Gotcha.
Sometimes I'll be in the gym and you don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm doing a character.
You're doing a character. Yeah. No, I feel you. I see where you're coming from. But have you ever been in a role that you missed your line? You understand, right? Biggest failure, biggest flop. What was it like?
My biggest flop in my career was I was doing an Edge commercial. I was auditioning for an Edge commercial, and it was so easy. It was so stupid. I've had the bald head. I have the clean shaven face. All I had to do was get the razor and pretend to shave.
Yeah.
And I couldn't say the lines to save my ass. I couldn't. I could not say it, but I can say it like the back of my hand now. Yeah. And it burns me up, man.
What was the line?
It was Edge gel for that clean, close shave. Oh, so good.
That was the line.
That's it.
Really?
That was it.
You didn't prepare for it.
I couldn't. I just was. I don't know what happened. I just
froze.
I don't know what happened. I go a whole room full of people. And action, go. And I'm like, Edge Gel. The razor. Oh my God. They're like, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
Oh, wow.
That was good. That was good. Thanks for coming. We'll be in touch.
They didn't give you a second.
Hell no. And I see that commercial.
Oh man, that could have been you.
Oh man.
Come on, Trent. Come on,
So
Trent.
mad. That's why, man. That's why. That's why, man. When you get in front, that's why you can't. That's why it's different when you get in front of the camera. Like I was telling my buddy.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into that segment. I guess.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay. So, what attracts you to an act, to a role? Like, what about the role attracts you when you read it? Other than being a bad guy.
I'm glad you asked that question. Now I can get into it. So,
Okay.
there's a character. His name is Hennessy, and my good friend Don Hazel, who passed, and we were doing these movies, low budget movies. It was Bad Girls, and it was bleeding in my mob blood. It was Mob Blood, something like that. And then the other movie was Bleeding for the Syndicate. And Hennessy was a character that my friend came to me and said, "Hey, listen, Trent, I really need your help. Can you? I don't have a lot of money, but can you portray this character, Hennessy?"
Yeah.
So he gave me a breakdown, and I said, "Okay." I said, "So where's the script?" He said, "Oh man, that's the thing. I don't have script."
I don't have script.
I said, "So how are we supposed to be doing this?"
Just
man?
freestyle.
He said, "Yeah." He said, "Go to my movies, Don Hazel." And he said, I went to his movies, and I was watching movies, and you can tell, right off top, you can tell no one was reading from the scripts. They were just
being themselves.
Yeah, just going in, right? But they were good. Well, Don was good, but I said, okay, this is not going to work. So I sat down and started writing the script. So I wrote out a lot of the scenes and stuff that I wrote for these movies. And I was telling my buddy, because he was like, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to do this." I said, "You sure you want to do this?" He goes, "Yeah." Da. I said, "Okay, cool." Cyrus. So he gets in front of the camera and you just freeze. You get in front of the camera for the first time.
Boom.
You freeze. And he froze. And only I know the lines that he messed up. I mean, everyone on the outside looking in who don't know the script. I wrote the script.
Yeah, because there's no script. I mean, technically,
I knew the script.
Yeah,
because I wrote the script.
Yeah,
so I knew that he didn't say the lines right.
Yeah,
So it was so funny. It was the simplest little thing. It was. You're this sick dude that likes to take the burns ants with a magnifying glass. That's as simple as he had to say. He couldn't say that line.
You still remember the line? That's the funny part. That you still remember that line.
Because I wrote it. And when you see the movie, when you see it, you hear what he says, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious, man. But and there was another scene that he couldn't get out. We were at a gym scene, and he could not get the lines out, man. It was so funny, man. It was so funny. It was like bloopers. But yeah, I mean, I think, and that's where you can, and also too, guys, you can create your own content. And when I say create a reel, if you don't have a professional, like scene that you were in an actual movie, whatever, you can do your own thing. You can do your own little skit.
Constantly, and just keep posting
do your own little skit. You practice in front of it, and then you can use that as a reel. So that's what I do with web series.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? We do our own little thing. We had to put it on pause for a second because, like I said, my friend Don Hazel passed. So there's still
rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
Due to COVID, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
So what made you go into? Because you became an actor by, being at the right place at the right time. But like, what made you go into directing and film making?
Okay, so because Don Hazel actually inspired me to do this because he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
I was just like, I mean, if I need to find, it's about fine tuning yourself. So if you're not getting the roles, right, that you're reading, I got an agent through my movie. Through Bleeding for the Syndicate that I have. That's not completed yet. But I used that reel I sent it to Polygon Group Talent Management. And also what the hell? Oh my God, I can't even think of the other agency that picked me up for a year. There was another agency that I was a part of, and I was with them for a year, and they actually gave classes, acting classes and stuff every week. And I always say, if you have to pay for something, then it's probably not real. And I didn't have to pay for this. Okay, John Casablanca. John Casablanca is a notorious like modeling and all that stuff. And they got into acting, so it's like an academy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you have to pay for that stuff, man, then I don't know. To me, I was very, very overwhelmed with them calling me and saying that they would work with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, great. And then I remember talking about needing an agent and just getting in front of someone. And it's not what you know, it's who you know. So a good friend of mine, Eddie, he put me on with his nephew, and he told me straight up. He says, "Listen, I'm gonna put you with him, but he's not obligated to me or you to take you. If you're terrible, he ain't messing with you."
Yeah.
So I sent him that reel, and he loved it, and now we're working together. So so you just create your own content. And I uploaded my content to Casting Network and Actors Access. So that means that the casting directors can go on there, see me, and contact me. And that's what they do.
That's what they do. Gotcha.
So that's what I would suggest if you're trying to get in this business. Number one, get your photos together. Number two, get a Boston casting or Slate casting. Slate casting is very good too. Very good. Central casting become that. You make sure you upload your photos and upload your reel, and you'll get work.
Okay. So as a movie producer, what kind of message are you trying to pass across to your listeners when you think about your movies? Like, what's the message you're trying to pass across?
Well, the particular movies that I'm writing are just really about loyalty, loyalty and accountability. And it's a really rough movie. I'm right now looking forward to finishing this project and then just submitting it to Cannes Film Festival. I just got to get it done.
Gotcha. So you talked about making reels. As an actor, how have social media impacted your career this far? Like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. How did it help you?
I remember when I first started Instagram. I was just doing personal training, and then I would put little snippets of, training stuff, whatever. And then I remember putting pictures of all my clients that I used to train up and stuff. Didn't get a lot of traffic. And then I started mixing it up and putting my acting stuff in there. And then I seen a jump in my... I had to start off, you got 2,500 people following me. And then it went from 2,500 to 25,000.
Wow.
And then it went from 25,000 to 50,000. And then I remember when I dropped Honest Thief on it, and some other stuff. I did a bulk thing of a whole bunch of pictures and stuff, and the traffic was insane. So, and then over that time, I got over 100,000 followers. So, I think that in having a social media platform is excellent, and it's very necessary now.
Gotcha. It's interesting how when you were just posting workout videos, you weren't getting a lot of traffic and followers, but the moment you started posting, reels of you being in movies and prepping for movies, you started just blowing up. And
exactly.
Yeah. Oh wow. There's a lot of people out there that think social media is not it. Like, I don't have to post on, like, for example, if you're a rapper, do you think they should use Instagram, social media to post their videos and them rapping, reels of them rapping, you get, right? Do you think it's necessary?
Yeah. I think it is. I think it's very necessary, man, to stay relevant.
Gotcha.
Gotta stay relevant. And I think this is a great platform. I mean, if you see the explosion of women on it's always saturated with women. This Instagram,
yeah.
But I get it though, because there's so many beautiful women out there with amazing bodies and amazing talents that they weren't being seen if they weren't in Playboy, Hustler, The Source, Smooth magazines. Smooth magazines was the biggest. They had in Jet. Before that was Jet Model League, whatever. All these beautiful women were excluded because there's only so many pages, that the magazine can do. And these women became big stars, and they got with the rappers and all that. Look at the Instagram models now. They're getting football players, basketball players, and it's so easy. A click, a follow, and next thing you know,
a DM.
They're on a date. I think Instagram is actually like the best dating app. You don't even need those other apps. For what? Yeah. You don't even. Instagram is ridiculous.
I think you see a lot more of a person on Instagram than dating app. You see their daily lives, their stories.
Yeah, exactly, and you get to actually know
this person. Yeah,
like there's a lot of these, and this I don't know. I don't even do the apps anyway, but I just think that because. To me, I mean, there's just too many people in the world. And you can meet someone in the supermarket. You know, I don't know. That's just me. And that app stuff is crazy. But I love the fact that I can actually look into someone's life on Instagram and be like, oh, that's a pretty cool person. Let me inbox and see what's up. Next thing you know, you get a ching back. And like, okay. Next thing you know, you're going to dinner. Yeah. So that's a great thing. I think it's great.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? But, that's my outlook on it anyway.
Okay. Before we end, how do you, Trent Miller, stay updated? You get it right on this movie. How do you stay, how do you keep improving yourself being an actor? Like, what are some things you do every day here and there that makes you a better actor for these roles?
Well, I just think I just read. I just read, and that's it, man. I have like. In the office, I'll have scripts everywhere. I'll go back over the scripts and I'll do it again. Even if I didn't get the role, I just will do it again and do it in a harder voice or a softer voice or whatever, just to articulate what I'm trying to convey to the audience of the directors and casting directors.
Okay.
And you can guys, if you really contact me for information. If you want advice or whatever, you can you can go to my IMDb page. You can reach out to me on Instagram. It's Trent Z770. That's the best platform. I really don't. You can do Facebook as well, but Instagram is the best.
most.
If you want me to respond to you, then you I would suggest you go through Instagram. And I'll give you all the advice I can give you. And I'm shooting movies too, so you might even get your breakthrough.
From his
Never
movie.
know.
Yes.
This is what you really want. You might get it.
Okay.
You know.
And now my last question is, if you were to sit down with the younger you, before you know all this, what would your advice be? What would you advise yourself based on your journey thus far?
I think the younger me wouldn't even listen.
Okay.
The advice I would give would be live your life. Life comes to you. You can't guide it. When you get up in the morning
Yep.
and you walk out the door, stuff happens. All you got to do is wake up. You wake up, things happen. You don't wake up, nothing
Things don't
happens.
happen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let me tell you something about one thing you should know. Don't dream about stuff. Don't say, "Oh, I dreamed." Dreams, all dreams are asleep. So when I hear someone say, "Oh, my dreams came true," how? You're sleeping. You need to have a different outlook. And the outlook should always be this. Deja vu. Deja vu is something that is very real. You actually live this moment and then you're revisiting it. So you actually traveled in time. I'll give you an example. I met Denzel Washington before I met Denzel Washington. I was in a bodega. He was in a bodega. I have a picture of me and Denzel Washington together in a bodega. Do you understand? I didn't dream it. I was there. That's only called deja vu.
That's pretty deep and powerful. Fact that you said you met Denzel Washington before you actually met Denzel. What does that mean?
That means you can travel in time. That means that means you can actually travel in time. That means you actually can go somewhere and then revisit it because you were there. You walk through a door and you're like, wait a minute, I was here before. Yeah, because you wasn't sleeping. Because you were there. You were walking, talking. In sleep, you're sleeping. You're having dreams. You're dreaming, but those are different things. It's not a physical thing. You're not physically shaking someone's hand and then shaking that person's hand.
Yeah.
And having that dialogue. It's different. It's a different feeling. Deja vu is what I would implore you to get in touch with. And, I always say, man, if you're sleeping, you're dreaming, it's just sleep. That's it. I don't got time for that. I don't got time for sleeping.
Wow.
I'm ready to rock right now. And the only thing I can say is when you walk through the door, that's when things in your life change. And you can't control it. It just happens. So, you have to take it like that. So, there's nothing anyone can predict for you. You have to live your life. And what happens is it would have to be a pattern of fate in circumstances that creates your life to what it is. So, these things, we can't control them. They just happen. You embrace it, though. You embrace it. If it's bad, you got to roll with it. if it's good, you roll with it, right? So at the end of the day, everything that happens in life, we don't control
Yeah.
the outcome. You know, all you can do is live. That's it. There's no guarantees in life, but one, and that's death.
Wow, guys, honestly, Trent has said it all. And if you know, you know. Like, these last words he said here literally cap this podcast. Live your life. Don't just stay in bed and dream. You get it, right? Go out there, make things happen. Manifest your life. Before it happens, be there already in your mind that it has happened. Live life from that point of view. Wake up and act like the day belongs to you. You own it, and go out there and win. Today's podcast really was an interesting one. If you're looking forward to going into the movie business, I hope you've learned something out of this. I hope you've learned not to not to undermine things. Like Trent talked about, one of his favorite role that he could have gotten on Smile, he just took it like, I've been doing this for a while. I got this. I can smash this. You understand, right? And eventually, he didn't get it. The lesson there was always be hungry. Always, when you get get a little opportunity, give it your best. You never know where it will take you to. Also, he talked about how to prepare for a movie. You need to get your professional pictures. You need to have, make reels of you acting. You need to bring something to the table. He has also shared his Instagram handle with us, Facebook, and everything that he can. Feel free, guys, to reach out to Trent, follow him on Instagram, support him. His movies, your movie's not out yet, right?
No.
Yes, but the movie is coming out. Let us be on the lookout for him. And when it comes out, I bet you Trent's gonna come here. We'll talk about the movie, and also we can support my brother and show him some love. So Trent, thank you so much for coming on today's episode.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to having you again.
Yes.
And guys, until we meet again, remain blessed. Peace.